Bristol Sound and Vision Show 2008.
Hi, this is Phil Hinton and welcome back to our coverage from the Bristol Sound and Vision Show 2008. In this episode we visited Pioneer and I started by asking Jim Catcheside how he thinks the Kuro brand has gone down in the UK.
I think it's pretty good. We're happy with the way it's gone. The exercise, the actual name Kuro has obviously started to be really well established as a premium product. I think obviously, you know, we've reinforced that with doing things like CES, where we showed Kuro as a concept for the future. And I think Kuro will be a lot more than just plasma screens in the future. It'll encompass a lot more of what we do. There's an ethos behind what we do. And obviously it means black. It also is good to be in the black sometimes as a company. And I think, you know, that's the opportunity now, is to drive it forward and make sure that people realise that the screen's only part of it. We can obviously offer the source components to go with it. We pioneer from the ground up. We can offer the amplification to go with it and the speakers. So we've got the whole family, if you like, everything there to complement the product. Whether it be from a mini system, and that's what we're trying to show downstairs, up to the more lifestyle mini systems, so more of the Bose, if you like, area of the market, and then obviously into the AV amplifiers as well. We're actually going to try and package things a little bit differently this year to make it much clearer to people what we're trying to do, to package the whole thing up and get all of these CEC functionalities, all of the things you can do with the remote, and the fact you can do it all seamlessly with one system, really get that across and drive it forward. I think at the end of the day, I mean, it's like anything. It progresses and it gets better. I mean, you were obviously out in Vegas yourself. You were lucky enough to see the concept products like the 9mm. That's not going to happen overnight. It was a concept at the end of the day. Same as going to a car show, and I think I used that analogy before, and seeing a concept car. And the same then for me, which was more impressive, and I think you were impressed by it as well when I saw you at the stand. Obviously, the Ultimate Black Den was mind-blowing, and for me was technically the most interesting thing out of the two, really. And of course, that's where we want to go for the ultimate future. 9G will be better than 8G, there's no doubt about it, but obviously that's the nature of the business we're in. You know, things progress. There's nothing wrong with 8G. 8G still stands its ground in the market, and I'm still very proud to say it's probably still the best screen without doubt on the market today for home theatre. You'll have to wait and see how good the 9Gs are above that. I think you've had a little sneak preview when you're out in Vegas with us. But yeah, we've increased the black level, they get even better. We've got a few other little tricks up our sleeve next year as well. But probably the most exciting thing for us, and I know you had a chat with one of our American colleagues on the stand out in Vegas, is obviously our big amp. In America they call it Elite. We've actually in the UK, we've been developing this for a long time. We've talked about it at previous shows. It has been a long time coming, to be fair. That's partly because of the real heavy engineering development they've had to do on the product, because it's so new. It's the first full digital amplifier in that class, at that level, a reference class, using nice power modules that have been developed with Bang & Olufsen for this particular product, which we're, you know, very close collaboration with them on that development. That's took a lot of engineering resource and power. Actually at the Bristol show, that's the first time this has been demonstrated in the UK. We've had it statically at shows before as mock-ups, but this is the first time we've actually been able to demo sample. And I'm lucky enough to be able to have a sample here that we actually got from Air Studios. We obviously extensively have tuned this product over at Air Studios, and part of that is the actual sign-off, the final sign-off. He's been sent one of the very first products that's actually come from a production facility, a production line, as opposed to hand-built, to sign it off to say, yes, we're happy and endorse this as an Air product. It's to the sound performance we tuned it to. So we're really, really proud of that. It's a really strong product, to the hilt with technical ability. I mean, obviously you'd expect it to do all the flavours of Dolby Digital, HD, DTS HD, Master Audio, of course, multiple HDMI in and switching with 2 HDMI outs to take care of your screen and your projector, 10 channels of amplification at 140 watts, so 1.4 kilowatts of power. It really can crank up a tune. And I'll say 10 channels of amplification. On top of that, it's got some of the latest chipsets and technology in it as well. We've incorporated 6 2-channel Wolfson DACs, which are some of the finest DACs on the market today. So its audio performance is really, really good. And on the video processing side, we've gone over to the Marvel processor, which again is one of the most powerful processors on the market today for that type of product. So it should be very exciting. It sounds fantastic downstairs. But you know what I've said all along, and I've maintained it all along, that, you know, the success of this, format wars, I feel sorry for the people that buy the wrong product. unfortunately, it's the nature of what we do, whether it's different technologies vying with each other or formats within the same arena. And we've seen this for donkey's years, whether it was DCC, GAT, all the different types of formats we've seen over the years. Some people have ended up buying the wrong one. In this case, I maintain it would be driven by the media. We've had loads of announcements about multi-million sales of Blu-ray titles. Very recently, we obviously had a Blu-ray announcement of over 2 million titles in Europe. It's actually 2.3 million titles. It's probably more like 2.6 now as we speak. And that's what's driven it, and I think that's what's really done it. And of course, we all know the situation with Warner. It was obvious something like that would eventually tilt the balance. I must admit, taking my pioneer hat off and looking at it as a businessman and the way that Toshiba dealt with it, I think they've actually been very brave to act very quickly, very decisively, and deal with it in a really professional manner, which I, as I say, I respect that. I think that's very, very well done from there. I think the opportunity now, we've got a great format with Blu-ray. It's really exciting. There's loads of fantastic things to come from Blu-ray. It was really exciting to hear some of the media content owners, Disney, etc., talking at the Blu-ray Disc press conference recently that I attended about the exciting titles they've got, interactivity, games, online capability. That's the future of it. What are we showing here at Bristol? Well, we got the BDP Alex 70A. We don't replace that until later on this year, and I can't really disclose what we'll do there. It will get better. The profile will obviously move on as well to take advantage of these new facilities. I think the great thing for us is, particularly now this format war is over, and I think this will be a very exciting buzz at the show this weekend. The great thing for us is that the BDP Alex 70A has been regarded as one of the best players out there by virtually everybody. It's a very, very good performer, all-round performer, and that for us I think is great. Buy a BDP Alex 70A at the show this weekend.
And that wraps up our visit to the Pioneer stand at this year's show. Don't forget to tune in for more videos, and in our next episode we visit Sim 2.